Hello and welcome to English Language and Literature. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating biography of one of the most influential figures in human history, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Indeed, he is so influential that the Christian writer Michael Hart in his book, The 100, a ranking of the most influential persons in history, has placed Prophet Muhammad at the top of his list, while placing Jesus Christ at the third position. Hart cited Prophet Muhammad's tremendous impact on the world, both during his lifetime and in the centuries that followed, as a key reason for his placement at the top of the list. Born in Mecca over 1,400 years ago, he would go on to become a prophet, statesman, and the founder of Islam. His life story is filled with extraordinary events and teachings that continue to shape the world we live in today. Prophet Muhammad's life was incredibly vast and extensive, and it would take more than a lifetime to fully explore and understand all aspects of it. In fact, it is said that even the ocean of literature would not be enough to contain all the knowledge and information about his life and teachings. However, we have done our best to provide you with a brief overview of his biography and legacy, and we hope that it has given you a glimpse into the remarkable life of this truly extraordinary individual. So, let's dive in and learn more about this remarkable personality. Life before the declaration of prophethood. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was born in the city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia in the year 570 CE. Before he became a prophet, he worked as a merchant and a shepherd. He was known for his honesty, integrity, and his wisdom, and was highly respected in his community. At the age of 25, Muhammad married a wealthy widow named Khadija, who was 15 years his senior. Khadija was a successful businesswoman and Muhammad worked for her as a merchant. Their marriage was a happy and successful one, and they had several children together. During his early years, Muhammad was known for his contemplation and reflection on the world around him. He would often retreat to Cave Hira in the mountain Al-Nur near Mecca to meditate and pray, seeking answers to life's big questions. It was during one of these retreats that the angel Gabriel appeared to him and revealed the first 5 verses of the Quran, the holy book of Islam. The translation of them reads as, "Read, O Prophet, in the name of your Lord who created humans from a clinging clot. Read. And your Lord is the most generous, who taught by the pen, taught humanity what they knew not." Muhammad was terrified and overwhelmed by the experience, but he soon came to understand that he had been chosen by God to be a prophet and to deliver his message to the people. From that moment on, Muhammad dedicated himself to spreading the message of Islam, and over the course of his life, he would become one of the most influential figures in history. Life after the declaration of prophethood. After receiving the message of Islam from the angel Gabriel, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, began preaching the message to the people of Mecca, the Quraysh. He faced a lot of opposition and persecution from the non-believers, but he remained steadfast in his mission. In 622 CE, he was forced to flee Mecca and seek refuge in the city of Medina, an event known as the Hijra. This marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar. In Medina, Muhammad established the first Muslim community, which later became the model for Islamic societies around the world. During this time, Muhammad continued to receive revelations from God, which were compiled into the Quran. He also established the pillars of Islam during this period of time, including the declaration of faith, prayer, fasting, charity, and pilgrimage to Mecca. Under his leadership, the Muslim community grew and prospered, and he was able to establish peace and stability in Medina. He also entered into treaties with neighboring tribes and nations, promoting peaceful coexistence. It was at this time that the famous Charter of Medina came into existence. The Medina Charter, which provided a basis for a city-state between the Muslims and the Jews in the medieval Muslim city of Medina, was the first written constitution in Islam and the first documented case of constitutional law. It is also a historical example of conflict resolution in Islam. In 630 CE, Muhammad returned to Mecca with an army of Muslims, and the city surrendered to him without a fight. He entered the city peacefully and destroyed the idols in the Kaaba, restoring it to its original purpose as a house of worship for the one true God. After the conquest of Mecca, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, forgave all of the Meccans who had previously persecuted him and his followers. He declared a general amnesty, and forgave even those who had previously plotted to kill him. In the last years of his life, Muhammad continued to preach and teach, and he made his farewell pilgrimage to Mecca in 632 CE. Prophet gave a farewell speech which is still remembered and quoted by most of the people. The Prophet addressed: O people, lend me an attentive ear, for I know not whether after this year I shall ever be amongst you again. Therefore listen to what I am saying very carefully and take these words to those who could not be present here today. O people, just as you regard this month, this day, this city as sacred, so regard the life and property of every Muslim as a sacred trust. Return the goods entrusted to you to their rightful owners. Hurt no one so that no one may hurt you. Remember that you will indeed meet your Lord, and that He will indeed reckon your deeds. Allah has forbidden you to take usury, interest, therefore all interest obligations shall henceforth be waived. Your capital is yours to keep. You will neither inflict nor suffer any iniquity. Allah has judged that there shall be no interest and that all the interest due to Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib, the Prophet's uncle, be waived. Every right arising out of homicide in pre-Islamic days is henceforth waived, and the first such right that I waive is that arising from the murder of son of Rabi'a bin Harith. O people, the unbelievers indulge in tampering with the calendar in order to make permissible that which Allah forbade, and to forbid that which Allah has made permissible. With Allah the months are 12 in number. 4 of them are holy, 3 of these are successive and 1 occurs singly between the months of Jamada and Shaban. Beware of Satan, for the safety of your religion. He has lost all hope of that he will be able to lead you astray in big things, so beware of following him in small things. O people, it is true that you have certain rights with regard to your women, but they also have rights over you. Remember that you have taken them as your wives only under Allah's trust and with His permission. If they abide by your right, then to them belongs the right to be fed and clothed in kindness. Do treat your women well and be kind to them, for they are your partners and committed helpers. And it is your right that they do not make friends with anyone of whom you do not approve, as well as never to be unchaste. O people, listen to me in earnest, worship Allah, offer your 5 daily prayers, fast during the month of Ramadan, and give your wealth in zakat. Perform Hajj if you can afford to. All mankind is from Adam and Eve. An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, nor a non-Arab has any superiority over an Arab. Also a white has no superiority over a black, nor a black has any superiority over a white, except by piety and good action. Learn that every Muslim is a brother to every Muslim and that the Muslims constitute one brotherhood. Nothing shall be legitimate to a Muslim which belongs to a fellow Muslim unless it was given freely and willingly. Do not therefore do injustice to yourselves. Remember one day you will meet Allah and answer your deeds. So beware, do not stray from the path of righteousness after I am gone. O people, no prophet or apostle will come after me, and no new faith will be born. Reason well, therefore, O people, and understand my words which I convey to you. I leave behind me 2 things, the Quran and my Sunnah, and if you follow these you will never go astray. All those who listen to me shall pass on my words to others and those to others again, and may the last ones understand my words better than those who listen to me directly. Be my witness, O Allah, that I have conveyed your message to your people. He died later that year in Medina at the age of 63. His teachings and legacy continue to influence Muslims around the world to this day. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, left a lasting legacy that has influenced the lives of billions of people around the world for over 14 centuries. Here are some of the key aspects of his legacy: the Quran, the Sunnah, the 5 pillars of Islam, social justice, etc. And that's it for today's video on the life and legacy of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We hope you enjoyed learning about his life and how his teachings have influenced the world.